It goes, she wears a nice dress. Oh, and I stress to her rest to have her back before she even left. Yes, I'm a son of a gun. My dad is a rifle. Make her take my hand.
Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen, people of the world? It's Subscribe 6 and today I am coming at you with another edition of Let's Talk. Today I'll be talking about the term camper. Is it overused? Is it, a bit kind of overcritical of people? Is it something that people see is too negative at times? But in this gameplay, I'm actually kind of trying to display what people call as camping. This is intentional, and I'm using an ACR with silencer and kick, I think, and assassin and scavenger. And now this is pretty much the main setup that people would hate on YouTube. Now I'm head glitching here, getting a good few kills and owning and kill confirmed. So you might enjoy the gameplay. You might just kind of see it as being something that you might call camper. So let's talk about camper. Now camper means basically someone sitting in the corner of the map traditionally, kind of like what I'm doing here. I'm sitting in one spot and working up kill streaks and getting a nuke or whatever, and people don't like that because you need to move around the map and you need to run to people to get killed. And obviously you can tell that I'm against this term. I think the term is stupid. There are a couple of reasons for this, right? The first thing is, look at this gameplay, right? Are you telling me that I'm doing terrible? Are you telling me that I'm a bad player? I mean, I've got a Reaper. I've pretty much got my payload straight away. I think it's what, a minute into the game and I've got a payload. I mean, that is pretty goddamn astonishing, especially because I'm a pretty average player at times, especially when I'm not going for the high kill streaks and I'm trying to just run around getting kills. And when I put my mind to it and I do this, you're saying that I'm a bad player because I'm trying to get kills and do that stuff. And I find it to be somewhat overused. People don't necessarily know what it is because I'm gonna go and tell you a story. Basically, I was using I come back from like a week after not playing it. This is what I go through every single week. The last time I played it Saturday, then I go back and play on Friday, and it's been pretty much 6 days since I played it. I was using the MP5 with silencer, and the way that this usually rolls is that I'm going to be running around the map. I'm not going to be sitting and waiting for guys to come to me. It doesn't work like that, right? If you're going to play defensively, you're going to have to use a gun that's, good at long range too. And the way that this rolled is, the guy didn't come up to me, but he goes ahead and says that I'm a camper, and he's going to go ahead and hunt me down. And I think that was a bit kind of too much for say. I mean, for something that's quite small, for something that I find to be quite small, tiny in a way, for something that I'm just playing the game, doing what I do. Right now I'm sitting inside, by the way, because there's a helicopter above me. I don't want to die because they love me for some reason. They always kill me. But anyway, I didn't really necessarily in that game want to die too much. But still, I ran around, and I did play defensively, and I got called a camper, and I was like, do you know what camper is? And he was like, yeah, sitting in the corner of the map, and I made him watch the gameplay back, and I said, do you want me to make this a video on my next, on my YouTube channel for the next video? And yeah, he left me alone after that. So to be perfectly honest with you guys, I find the word camper to be overused. I mean, I think, for me, a camper is somebody who, well, that's a fail, Pred. I think that the word camper is, for somebody who sits in the same room. Like I was there, I got owned by that second chance guy. He completely just panic knifed me on the ground. But yeah, it's by someone who sits in the same spot the whole game, goes ahead and sits in there, does nothing for the team, doesn't win any gunfights, doesn't get any tags, doesn't get any flags or whatever. And I think that's a camper, right? I think that's a bad player. What I'm doing here is I'm playing Overwatch, man. This isn't camping. This is me sitting around making sure my engagements are, further, apart compared to, say, if I was using the MP45, I'd like my engagements to be a bit more up close, a bit more in my face, and I could actually get a lot more kills like that. But like how I'm playing here, it suits me a lot better if I'm playing at range, and I think that just is a lot better. So for me, I prefer, you know, at times playing a little bit more defensive, depending on the situation. But guys who always say that, oh, you're a camper, you can't play the game, you don't know what you're doing, you're usually wrong. You're usually wrong, guys. I mean, like, Winter Redemption is the pinnacle of the camping production. That's intense camping production. I think that's the best play on words I've seen in a while. And I really do like his videos. I think his gameplay I mean, he doesn't use his gameplays anymore, but I think his gameplays were, you know, quality. They were really quite good. They were really quite clever. And would you prefer, say, you're playing soccer, the team is so aggressive, or the team is so defensive, or, you know, what are the two? You know, one extreme or the other. Are you going to sit there? You know, are you going to sit there if they're playing defensive? No, you're not. You're right. You're going to rush, right? But are you going to sit there and while they're playing, you know, really aggressive? Of course you are, right? A couple of reasons for this. First off, you know, you're not going to, you know, score too many. I'm talking about soccer, by the way. You're not going to score too many goals if you're just defending the whole time. But if they are attacking continuously, you're going to hit them on the counter, right? It's something that people don't really understand, is that if you wait for them to come to you, you're gonna get a lot. You can possibly get a lot more benefit out of the situation, and that's pretty much it about camping and how it works for me. I mean, like, I don't consider it camping. I don't think it's camping. I think guys seem to overuse the term, kind of just say that people who tend to do well are campers, and I think it's used as a term of well, not term, but as a word for blaming someone for their loss, right? For blaming someone for their failure. You know, if you say you're complaining that someone's camping when they're not, are you doing that because they are, you know, necessarily camping? I mean, if they are sitting in a room, I mean, if they are sitting in a corner, fair enough. I think that's camping. But at times, like me in my gameplays, I get this all the time. In this gameplay, if I was not talking about it or whatever, people will be saying that I'm a camper. I think that's one thing that I would get. And you know, there was one gameplay that I uploaded quite a while back. It's probably one of my most successful videos. And the gameplay was not necessarily me camping. I was using an AK-47, and I was just playing a little bit more, you know, conservatively. I wasn't camping. I was holding, you know, an area of the map. I wasn't holding a corner. I wasn't holding a line, such. But I was, you know, playing my style. What do they call me? A camper. You're a fucking camper. You know, that's what I get a lot. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, I find the term to be overused. I find it to be something that people blame for